couple weeks ago, I had a conversation with an old friend of mine, a friend who I had known since second grade. We talked about how things were going and the careers that we wanted to pursue. We also talked about a game that we played using our imagination and creativity. Our vivid imagination combined with our creative mindset made it so we could have any adventure we wanted at school. We would kill dragons, become ghosts, become wizards, become immortal beings.
And it all felt so real.
Now, obviously, you may be wondering, that's cool and all, but why are you saying this? Why are you telling me this? Well, it's because all this made me think. It made me think, wow, why was our imagination so vivid and vast back then, but now it's blank? And it made me think, when we look back at our childhood memories, specifically the ones with our imagination, why is it that we can see the events clearly happening, but now our imagination is like a background character, it's like a background vision. It's not really there. When I was around like 5 years old and living in Argentina, I remember my dad taking me for a walk. As I walked beside him, I kept seeing this flashing image of Dory from Finding Nemo. So I asked him, why is it that I can see two things at once? I can see the walk, I can see myself walking, but I can also see something going on in a different place, a different world, my mind. He then answered and said, well, son, that's your imagination, that's you thinking. Then I said, well, why is it that when I think, I can see? Well, son, I guess you just have a very vivid imagination. I've always been puzzled by that idea, the idea that we can see without our eyes. We can look back on memories like the memory I just told you, and we can clearly see it in our head. Yet whenever we want, we can just turn it off and come back to the real world. The now, the present. Obviously, a lot of this comes down to growth and brain development throughout the years. Back when we were children, we were constantly being exposed to new ideas, and our brain was trying to process all of these things all at once. Why is it that our development has made us less creative? Why is it that now we're not as creative as we were before, and our life seems boring? Our development is not the one to blame for this, but rather, we must blame how we learn things. Name the last time you sat in a classroom and you thought to yourself, wow, what I'm learning is useful, and I'm glad that I'm taking this into my brain. If you're anything like me, I doubt you can think of a moment at the top of your head. I can guarantee a lot of the things they teach us are very fun, yet the way that they teach it to us makes it seem so boring and bland. A lot of us are actually really puzzled as to why we're here, as to why we're learning the things that we are. But back then, it wasn't like that. Back then, I actually enjoyed learning things. And I still do, obviously, but it's just
different.
I enjoyed every hour of being in school, from kindergarten to about second grade. The teachers were engaging, and for the most part, the lectures were not boring. Now don't get me wrong, the things that we were learning were relatively easy, and we were kids, we had to have engaging things in order to, not climb out of our desks and kill people. We had to learn to sit tight and obey the rules and just listen to the teacher talk.
But wait.
Let's take a step back.
Who the hell was the person that said that school needed to be that way?
Who said that school needed to be a place where we sit down and say absolutely nothing until someone asks us a question? Around third grade is when I realized that school would be a pain. The lectures started to mellow down. My peers became less enthusiastic. It felt like we were being trained to be not interesting and unique, but one of many. To follow the rules blindly, yet not question why we're following them. And the ones who were a little bit more talkative than the others, the ones who were more enthusiastic than the others, were frowned upon. And now, I'm chilling in my room during quarantine, and I'm just starting to realize that everyone has potential to succeed. Everyone learns in different ways, and unfortunately, our system doesn't allow for everyone to do so. But who am I to question them, to question the government, and to question society?
I'm just a teenager.
Hello everyone, if you like this video, please comment or share it or like it or just subscribe. Obviously this is just my opinion, it's not a right or wrong thing, so feel free to express your opinion too. Thank you.